What if the life you are living right now is not the result of your circumstances, but the result of a quiet pattern of thinking you have been repeating for years? What if your limitations were not placed on you by the world, but accepted by you through familiar thoughts you never questioned? And what if the moment you change the way you think, truly change it, your entire future begins to rearrange itself? This is not imagination. This is the law of cause and effect inside the human mind. Everything you see in your life today was first created as a thought. Not a single result arrived without first passing through your thinking. Your habits were once ideas. Your fears were once assumptions. Your confidence was once a belief you repeated long enough to accept. You do not live in the world you see. You live in the world your mind has learned to expect. And that is why two people can face the same situation and walk away with completely different outcomes. One sees danger. The other sees direction. One sees limits. The other sees leverage. The difference is not intelligence. The difference is not luck. The difference is not background. The difference is the thought shift. Your mind is always shifting, but most of the time it is shifting unconsciously. It absorbs opinions. It absorbs emotional patterns. It absorbs repeated messages from your environment. Over time, these inputs become your normal, and what feels normal becomes what you expect. What you expect becomes what you accept, and what you accept becomes what you repeat. This is how people become trapped inside invisible ceilings without ever noticing when they were installed. The thought shift is the moment you interrupt this cycle. It is the moment you stop reacting and start directing. It is the moment you stop thinking the same way about your life, your ability, your future, and your worth, and consciously install a higher standard of thought. This is not positive thinking. This is not pretending everything is perfect. This is mental reprogramming. Your subconscious does not respond to logic. It responds to repetition and emotion. Whatever you repeatedly think and emotionally accept becomes your internal truth, and your internal truth becomes your external experience. This is why your outer world changes only when your inner world does. You cannot think like your past and live like your future at the same time. At some point, one must be released. Most people are loyal to their old thinking because it feels familiar. Familiar feels safe, and safe feels comfortable. But comfort never builds destiny. Your mind has been trained to protect the known, even when the known no longer serves you. This is why growth feels uncomfortable at first. Your nervous system senses unfamiliar identity and signals caution. It is not fear of failure. It is fear of the unknown version of you. But the unknown version of you is exactly who your future requires. The thought shift begins with awareness. You begin to notice your inner dialogue. You listen to the words you speak to yourself. You observe the emotional tone behind your thinking. You begin to realize that your mind has been quietly rehearsing certain stories. This is just how life is. People like me don't do that. I'm not built for that. That's too risky. That's unrealistic. These are not harmless thoughts. They are instructions. They tell your subconscious what not to pursue. They tell your behavior where not to go. They tell your future what not to become. The thought shift challenges these instructions, not emotionally, not angrily, but deliberately. You ask yourself, is this belief serving my future or protecting my past? Is this thought expanding my life or shrinking it? Is this idea helping me grow or helping me stay familiar? These questions loosen the old wiring. Then the real work begins. You choose new dominant thoughts, not wishes, not fantasies, decisions. I am becoming more disciplined. I am increasing my value. I am building a stronger future. I am capable of learning what I need to grow. You repeat them. You emotionally engage with them. You visualize them. You speak them. And slowly, your nervous system begins to accept them as truth. Your perception changes. You start noticing different opportunities. You start hearing different ideas. You start reacting differently under pressure, not because life changed, but because your thinking changed. This is where transformation becomes visible. Your habits shift. Your standards rise. Your choices align. You no longer negotiate with the version of you that wants to stay small. You begin acting in agreement with the version of you that wants to expand. And the world responds. People treat you differently. Opportunities approach you differently. Your energy feels different, not because you became someone else, but because you released who you were no longer meant to be. This is the power of the thought shift. It does not force change. It creates alignment. Alignment is what makes growth feel natural instead of exhausting. You stop fighting your future. You start cooperating with it. The thought shift does not happen once. It happens daily. It is a habit of choosing better thoughts, stronger beliefs, higher expectations. It is the practice of guarding your mental environment. You become careful with what you listen to. You become selective with what you accept. You become protective of your inner world because you now understand something most people never realize. Your thoughts are building your life, and you would never allow a stranger to design your house. So why allow unconscious thinking to design your future? You were not meant to repeat inherited limits. You were not meant to live inside borrowed beliefs. You were not meant to shrink your dreams to fit your comfort. You were meant to expand, and expansion begins in thought. From this moment forward, choose your thoughts carefully. Speak to yourself with intention. Feed your mind with direction. Let your thinking lift you. Let your beliefs shape you. Let your inner world build your outer one, because the moment your thinking shifts, your destiny begins to move.